In this video, I'm going to share with you 4 simple techniques that I have used to ensure that my time is being optimized and that I can actually juggle both a full-time gig, a side hustle, family, friends, life, all that good stuff. Check it out. So get this, the other day I'm in the grocery store and I'm picking up a bunch of groceries. I'm getting fruits, veggies, lentils, you name it, all the good stuff, right? So I'm in the grocery store getting this stuff and somebody approaches me and they're like, "You're Ross Simmonds, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh my goodness, you're getting groceries." I'm like, "What? What do you mean I'm getting groceries? This is what normal people do." But apparently this person thought that I was so busy that I would be subscribed to one of those delivery services, which I might have to check out just because it seems like it would be a cool thing. But this person thought that I didn't have time to go and get groceries, but I actually do make sure that I have time to do things that I want to do. I enjoy going to the grocery store because it gives me a chance to pick out the groceries, which I love to throw down in the kitchen, not gonna lie to you. I can throw down in the kitchen. I can do a mean curry any day of the week. I can also do a mean Jamaican patty any day of the week. But with all that said, there is still only 24 hours in a day and you have to optimize your time if you want to be able to make time for things that matter to you, things that are important to you. And I have been, over the last, I'd say 5 years, very intentional with my time and with my calendar and with the things that I do with my time. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the tips and techniques that I've used that have allowed me to really increase my level of output while still maintaining what I would consider the perfect balance between play and work. The first thing that I always do is when I am in the zone and when I am working, I turn off my inbox and I put my phone on silent. That allows me to be laser focused on what it is that I want to accomplish, what it is that I'm trying to achieve. So the next time that you're working on a project, whether it's creating a beat, whether it's creating art, whether it's writing a blog post, whatever it may be, turn off all distractions. I'm talking about Facebook notifications. I'm talking about your email. I'm talking about your text messages. Turn it all off and get in the zone. My second tip is to break big projects, things that are scary, into small chunks. You see, you don't launch a successful YouTube channel. You don't launch a successful album. You build a successful album by creating individual tracks. You don't launch a successful book. You write different chapters. So break it into chunks that are reasonable. Break it into chunks that are digestible, and then double down your energy on going chunk by chunk by chunk rather than trying to take on this entire beast of a project all at once. My third tip is something that truly changed the game for me, and a lot of people who I've been connected with have started to embrace it as well. It's what I call Wired In Wednesdays. I block off an entire day where I solely focus on getting things done. It just so happens that mine is a Wednesday, so on Wired In Wednesdays, I put in my headphones, I get a cup of coffee, and all I do is execute. My fourth tip for getting more done is to say no more than you say yes. I know that might seem counterintuitive when you're early on in your career and you just want to take on every and any opportunity that comes your way, but sometimes you just have to say no. You have to say no to a coffee meeting. You have to say no to a birthday party. You have to say no to going downtown on a Friday night. You have to say no more than you say yes. My fifth tip is probably one of the most important, is to reject the idea of multitasking. Tons of studies have been done on multitasking, and time after time after time, it has shown that those who embrace multitasking actually take longer than those who are able to focus on a singular task to get the same things done. I mean, think about it. If you're constantly switching your mind back and forth between task and task, it's impossible to get in a sense of flow. So reject the idea of multitasking and instead break your projects into chunks, execute, 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 then switch over to the next one. My sixth tip for how to increase your productivity and get more done is to actually embrace the break. I'm talking you need to unplug for a little bit. It's great to hustle. It's great to grind. It is great to constantly put in the work. I'm a firm believer in hard work. I think that it's at the core of what differentiates the vast majority of people and the rest, but you do have to take a break. You sometimes have to unplug from the grind, from the hustle, relax your mind, get a break, and then come back supercharged and ready to kill it. My seventh tip is to create a checklist. You need to make sure that you're not just going through your day with whatever comes on your plate. Actually prioritize, create a checklist, and check things off as you get them done. There's a significant amount of satisfaction comes with, at the end of a week, being able to look back at everything that you've done and see check marks by that entire list. I love it, I embrace it, and it's something that I would strongly recommend everyone consider, especially on a Sunday night. You create a checklist that's going to highlight exactly what you want to accomplish in the next 7 days, and then at the end of those 7 days, you can compare to see if you actually got them done. And my 8th tip is to embrace a calendar. Shout out to Wu-Tang for the acronym, but calendars rule everything around me. If something's not in my calendar, it is probably not getting done. That's just a reality. You need to embrace your calendar, and I encourage you to use your calendar not just in professional, but also in personal. Like, schedule your dates, schedule your breakfast, schedule your lunch, schedule everything in your calendar, schedule when you need to remind yourself to drink more water. Like, all of these things can be leveraged in your calendar, and they will help you optimize your time effectively. And my last tip for optimizing your output is not to be afraid to get help and get support. Whether that's delegating something to a colleague, to a peer, asking them for help on something, whether or not that's letting your boss know that you're feeling overwhelmed, whatever that may be, don't be afraid to ask for help and delegate tasks off to people. There's also some great websites out there like Dribbble, Fiverr, Upwork that you can use to get some minuscule tasks done for the cheap. You can upload a project to Upwork and you can say, hey, I need somebody to research this thing for me, and you can hire someone to do that. As another example of things that you can outsource getting your laundry done. If you don't want to spend time doing laundry, outsource it. Get somebody else to do your laundry. If you don't like going to the grocery store, there's TaskRabbit. Like, hire a TaskRabbit to go and get your groceries. You can optimize your time. At the end of the day, there's only 2 things that we can spend in this life. We can spend our time and we can spend our money. And if you want to spend your time doing something, if you don't want to spend your time doing something, then you can spend your money to get somebody else to do it for you. So there you have it. Those are some of my favorite productivity techniques. Now, I'm not telling you that just by embracing these, you're going to be able to change the world and become the next Tony Stark. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that you can leverage these ideas and hopefully you can start to see an increase in the level of output that you have in your life and in your career and in your business. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the red subscribe button. But before you do that, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear if there's any productivity hacks, tips, tricks that you have used over the years that you think that the other listeners, other people watching this video might enjoy and might appreciate. Please leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. And don't forget, check out rawsimmonds.com, the only place where I'm constantly creating content just like this one. And I strive to do 2 things. 1, help you generate more leads, and as a result, live more life. See you next time.